Hello students, welcome back to the channel. Today we want to discuss about 8th standard science electricity part 2. This video is the continuation of electricity part 1. In this session we want to learn about electric circuits types. It includes series and parallel circuits. Effects of current, it includes chemical effects of current and heating effect of current. So first we move to electric circuits. The path through which electrons flow from one terminal to another terminal of the source is called electric circuit. Look at the picture. This is a simple circuit. A simple circuit consists of 4 elements. Number 1, source of electricity, that is battery. Number 2, a path or conductor through which electricity flows, that is wire. Number 3, a switch to control the circuit, and an electrical resistor lamp, which is any device that requires electricity to operate. Electric circuit is a route through which electrons can flow. For an example, electrons flow from the negative side of the battery through the conducting material on the base of the bulb. From there, electrons flow up a wire that is inside the bulb and across the filament, which is the part of the bulb actually lights. When the electrons goes through the filament, some of the electrical energy is changed to heat and light energy. Next we move to types of circuits. Number 1, series circuit. As we discussed earlier, electricity will only flow on a closed circuit. Most of the electrons flow through the wire and each of the bulb before return to the battery. If one of the wire is break, a gap occurs in the circuit and all the lights glows out. When the lights are lined up one after the other on a circuit like these lights are, it is called series circuit. The problem with this series circuit is if one light burns out and its filament breaks, it creates a gap in the circuit. This problem can be solved with the parallel circuit. In a parallel circuit, the wire is connected to the light bulb when parallel to each other, rather than having all the bulbs in a row. This means that one bulb can burn out. Electrons move to other lights on the circuit will stay lighted. For example, if you remove one light that is closest to the battery, the other 2 lights will glow because each lights which are connected in a way that the electrons have a complete path to travel to the positive side of the diesel battery. Next we move to comparison between series and parallel circuit. Points for comparison: arrangement of bulb in series and parallel circuit. Number 1, number of parts of the electric circuit. In series circuit, only one path, current passes through components one after another. In parallel circuit, 2 or more paths, current splits up and passes through each branch at the same time. Paths are independent to each other. Number 2, brightness of the bulb. In series circuit, dimmer. The parallel circuit, brighter. Number 3, if one bulb is removed or damaged. Series circuit, electric current cannot flow through the circuit. The remaining bulb will not light up. In parallel circuit, electric current can still flow through the other path and the other bulb still lights up. Number 4, application. Series circuit doesn't have any application. In case of parallel circuit, used in the connection of a circuit in the houses, twinkling lights, bumper cars in fun fairs. The next we move to effects of current. When current is flowing through a conductor, it produces certain effects. These are known as effects of electric current. These effects result in conversion of electrical energy into different forms of energy such as heat energy, mechanical energy, magnetic energy, chemical energy, and so on. Number 1, chemical effect of current. For example, take 2 pieces of wire, an LED light and a battery, and make a simple circuit. Take some water in a glass and put the wires in the water as shown in the figure. Does the LED bulb glow? What do you understand from this? We know that electricity is conducted by metals. This activity shows that liquids also conduct electricity. When electric current is passed through a conducting solution, some chemical reaction takes place in the solution. These chemical reactions produce electrons which conduct electricity. This is called chemical effect of electric current. The decomposition of molecules of a solution into positive and negative ions on passing an electric current through it is called electrolysis. Electrolysis has a number of applications. It is used in extraction of purification of metals. The most general use of electrolyte is electroplating. Electroplating a brass key with copper. Electroplating is a process by which a thin coating of one metal is applied to another metal by passing an electric current. This process improves the base metal and provides its protection against weather. In electroplating, the metal to be placed is used as the anode, positive battery terminal. The electrolytic solution containing an ion derived from this metal. The material on which plating is to be done is the cathode negative battery terminal. Let us carry out the electroplating of a brass key with copper. Then materials are required are number 1 copper sulfate crystals, 1 copper strip, 1 brass nail, 1 battery 4.5 volt, insulated copper wire, 1 glass beaker. Procedure: take the glass beaker, fill it 3/4 with the warm water, dissolve some copper sulfate crystals in it so that a blue color solution is obtained. Take 1 copper strip, make a small hole in it and connect that to the positive terminal anode of the battery with an enameled copper wire. Take a brass nail and connect it to the negative terminal of the battery cathode with the copper wire. Both the items in the copper sulfate solution in the jar. After a few minutes, you will see that a fine layer of copper gets deposited on the nail. When the key is copper plated completely, remove it and wash it with the water. What is happening? Here the anode is the copper strip, the electrolyte is the copper sulfate solution. Here it is the brass nail. On passing electric current, the copper strip anode loses copper ions Cu2+. Cus, it gives Cu2+ in aqueous condition plus 2 electrons. These ions form the strips, pass through the electrolytic solution and reach the cathode. They combine with the electrons at the cathode and get discharges as copper metal. Cathode Cu2+ aqueous plus 2 electron, it gives Cus. This process continues and the brass cathode gets plated with the copper. During the whole process, the concentration of copper ions remains constant in the solution. On passing electric current, the copper strip anode loses copper ions Cu2+. Number 2, heating effect of a current. For example, take a battery, a bulb, a switch and few connecting wires. Make an electric circuit as shown in the figure. Keep the switch in the off position. Does the bulb glow? Now move the electric switch to the on position and let the bulb glow for a minute or so. Touch the bulb now. Do you feel the heat? When the current is passed through the metallic wires to reach the bulb, the filament of the bulb gets highly heated and emits light, but the wires gets a little warm and we do not see any light from the wires. Let us find out why does this happen through the current supplied to the bulb and the connecting wires is same. For this activity, a bulb is a closed container with inert gas and a very thin filament. This filament is made up of tungsten metal, which has very high resistance to the electricity and extremely high melting point. Opposite to this, the metallic connecting wires or the conductors made of a copper with extremely low resistance. Due to this, the entire resistance of the circuit is concentrated in the tungsten filament and almost all the heat is generated in the filament. Hence, the filament gets extremely hot and heat energy is converted into light energy. Whereas low resistance of copper wire causes low amount of heat generation. This heat can make the wires little warmer, but it is not sufficient to emit light. Next we move to electric fuse. When electric current heats up objects through which it flows, electric water heater, light bulbs and electric irons are the few of the electrical appliances that make use of this fact. However, it has drawback too. For instance, if these appliances are overheated, then they will get damaged or even catch fire. In fact, not only these appliances, every appliance in our house is affected by the unwanted high electric currents. There is a limit to the amount of electric current that any device can withstand. If the current exceeds that limit, the components of the device heat up and this makes even lead to fire. So, is there any way to prevent that happening? The electric device which is used to prevent this, and it is called electric fuse. While it comes in many shapes and size, this is what generally look like. It has a fuse wire and it's connected to the two terminals which are made up of some metal. This wire is made up of zinc, copper, silver or aluminum. The rest of the switch is basically made up of a non-combustible material, and it makes perfect sense too. We should make sure that the device which is used to prevent fires in other devices must not catch fire. Now, how it is prevent household electrical appliances from catching fire? This fuse is introduced in every circuit in our household. This is how the basic circuit look like. When the current flows in the circuit, it heats up the wire, and when there is a heavy current in the circuit, the wire simply melts, resulting in the broken circuit. The circuit breaks and the current does not reach the appliance. Now, there is one obvious disadvantage of electric fuse that you must notice. Once the fuse wire melts, it cannot be reformed itself. We have to replace the fuse with new one manually. To overcome this problem, automatic fuses are used nowadays. They are also called miniature circuit breakers, that is MCB. They work like automatic switches. When there is excess amount of current flows in the circuit, they automatically switched off. This breaks the circuit and the appliances save from excessive current. They also automatically get switched on when the flow is back to the normal. The next we move to electric cookers. Electric cookers turn red hot when electric current is passed through the coil. The heat energy produced is absorbed by the cooking part through conduction. The next, electric kettles. The heating element is placed at the bottom of the kettle, which contains water. The heat is then absorbed by the liquid and distributed throughout the liquid by convection. The next, electric irons. When current flows through the heating element, the heat energy developed is conducted to the heavy metal base, raising its temperature. This energy is then used to press clothes. If you have any doubts and suggestions, give a feedback to the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Have a nice day.